We stand at the precipice of victory. There is but one final link that remains between Callus and the Pyramid, and we are ready to strike it. Caiatl has been brought into our ritual bond. She is now prepared to confront the Nightmare of Gaul and undo her father's work. However, by my estimates, Callus has already infiltrated the paracausal matrix of the Lunar Pyramid. The dark below groans and churns with excitement at this revelation. Emanations from the Lunar Pyramid whisper a singular psychic demand to all who can perceive it. Rejoice. Callus is overconfident, and we must take advantage. Go, return to the Leviathan and prepare. Caiatl will arrive shortly.
Drop pod breach successful. The ship has turned rancid. The Leviathan's transformation is a spreading miasma. When we stop here, take the entrance, Guardian. I ascend another path, but I will see this through with you.
Come to challenge me again. The beaten always do. gatekeepers list the world's lost, not added. They speak of what once was, and no longer of what could be. Is this the new Cabal you envisioned?
We've both human scribes conjuring purpose for us. Futures that never came to pass. Theirs is the buzzing of insects caught. When the wind shifts, so will they.
Plant your amplifier and do not linger in the spores longer than you must. The interference has returned, more complex than before. Something language adjacent but familiar. A translation of a translation.
I have offered gold and power and so much more, and still you deny me. Good. Every bond you sever, every piece of my fleshy hull you storm, paints a worthier tale, crowned by the triumph of mansion. In truth, this is what I always desired, my good friend. A display of my enormity, immortalized by those who resisted. Individuals are defined by what we are not, after all. Unfortunately, this duality we are partners in, it's short-lived. Soon, I will grow beyond such small ideas as conflict. Until then, I will savor our time together. Your edge alignment was poor.
Guardian.
Kaito, dispatch this light spawn and send its head back to the city.
Silence! You are a weak imitation of the goal I knew.
I am limited only by your weak imagination.
I will find you at the end.
You stand with the Traveler's puppet? Against me? You have grown fat from weakness, drunk on their patronage.
You demanded I rule in your shadow. With the Vanguard, I stand equal. The Cabal stand equal.
The Cabal will die alongside them, a desperate ember fading against the dark.
Just because you can't imagine a future beyond yourself, Dominus, doesn't mean there isn't one.
The interference is a voice. I've heard it whispered through the tree of silver wings on Io and beneath the ice of Europa. Speak to us. This connection must be severed. Fan turbines offline. The final severance awaits.
They are using the Cabal. Using you. The Empire is cattle flesh between the city and their enemies.
With Kaido bound to the crown, together we cannot fail.
Get on with it.
You were never able to best me, Keitel. That's why I left you to hold my throne.
I was fighting with weapons you gave me. Now, I wield my own.
Dreadful blade manifests from the Harvester. Manifests from the Harvester.
Crush it with your light, as the Traveler did!
Child playing, Empress. You lack my drive and your father's vision.
The old ways are dead, Dominus. I forged a new Cabal in my image. It does not require your approval.
I see, Keitel. I see your new have surpassed me. I attempted to subdue the light and burned for it. But you wield it on your war council. What conquest is more deserving?
You still don't understand. It wasn't conquest. It was compromise. An act your traditions never would have allowed.
You have finally grown beyond the prescriptions of your idols. Despite my legend, Call is flesh. His words are only words. Like yours.
There is a difference. Mine are better. Was that it, then? If dead men and sanctimony are all Callus has to threaten me, he might as well turn the Leviathan around and run.
To focus on combating Hive, but no Cabal presence.
It is strange. What we are to those around us, and what we are not. The Dominus was a hero to my people, self-made and defiant. He inspired many, but the Leviathan's trickeries allowed me to see Gaul as the Vanguard did. Dangerous, relentless, cruel. Those were qualities I embodied to survive Callus's interpretation of fatherhood. They kindled in me a stifling reliance on self, on action, and nothing else. Most of all, Cabal wished to be seen. Our conquests recognized and ratified by the shockwaves they send through the Empire. The impact we leave. But an endless war in pursuit of glory leaves only ashes. When I am gone, it won't be the impact of my conquests that shape the Empire. Instead, it will be the quiet of peace in the company of... Well fought, Guardian.
Victory sits before us, and yet it feels strangely hollow. We have severed what should be the final connection to the pyramid, and yet there is no reaction from the Leviathan, no reaction from Callus, and the lunar pyramid's psychic emanations are quiet. I cannot help but feel as as though we have not weathered the storm, but merely stepped into its eye. The nightmares contained within the crown of sorrow are seething. Something is coming, Guardian, and we are not prepared. I would ask that you return to the Leviathan. Continue to imprison the nightmares aboard it, while I attempt to ascertain what has changed.
Eris told me what happened. How are you?
Tired and old.
But do you feel like a legend, Kettle?
I will break you in half, small man.
I can't imagine it was easy. That confrontation after all this time. Mine wasn't.
You are not mistaken. I know what Gaul is to your people. A symbol of death, ruthless ambition. But he was so much more than that to me. He was an idol, an inspiration to all Cabal. Even though he was born to a low station, he rose. How he rose. I was blinded by the light of his accomplishments. Unable to see the man inside. Unable to see his self-aggrandizing corruption. I refused to believe he was as much like my father as he was. It repulses me how much I still feel for them both. In spite of everything they became.
It's hard to challenge your idols. Even harder to make the decision that you'll be different. But then you look back on your life, your own mistakes, and you wonder how you'll be judged when all is said and done. I'll never know Gaul as you did there. But I know you, Cuttle. I see.
That is all anyone can ask for. To be seen as they are.